We're with Bill Spitzer once again, Mayor of St. Charles, for the Mayor's Corner, and it's nice to see you today, Bill.
It's always a pleasure. It's a little rough coming down, though. Obviously, when we taped this, it was snowing pretty good the day before. So.
Yeah, it was just after Snowmageddon. So.
Yes, Snowmageddon.
And now, talking about the snow and the cold weather, it has been a really tough year for water service.
Right. It seems like this year the freezing is the disaster that we're dealing with in St. Charles. And I know we're not just isolated just to St. Charles. All the area communities are dealing with this frozen water pipe. So, I guess the one thing that I'd like to make sure that we share today is that you're taking precautions. We sent out a code red, which is basically an alert that tells everybody, this is something that you should really pay attention to, and it's the frozen water pipes. So we've had probably a dozen and maybe a few more of residents that have froze up. Some of those haven't froze up in the past, so it's kind of unusual to see them freezing up. So just taking extra precautions, Dave. If your water temperature is below 38 degrees, make sure that you're contacting City Hall so then we can waive the extra water fees, because you're obviously going to have to start running your water all the time. And once you start running it and it's still 38 degrees, continue to run it, because sometimes people, it's good now, and they shut it off, and next thing they know, they have frozen water pipes. So we don't want that to happen. We'd much rather you run your water than to have that, because that leads to a whole mess of other things.
And even if you haven't had your water service freeze before, I've been told if your neighbors are having problems, run the water, because whatever you're going to pay in your water and sewer fee is going to be way less than what it's going to cost you to replace a water pipe.
Right. Some of the estimates, we've had them anywhere from $1,000 to unthaw the pipes to $4,000 to unthaw the pipe. So it kind of depends on, of course, where your service comes in, the length of the freeze, et cetera, et cetera. And obviously supply and demand, there's a lot of people that are freezing up, so therefore the hourly rate seems to increase. So there's a lot of variables there, and the increase that you're going to pay in your sewer, water and sewer, is just nominal compared to what the end result could be.
While we're talking about cold weather and cold weather things, let's talk about parking in St. Charles.
Yes.
We've had a lot of snow this year. It seems like little kind of nickel and dime snowstorms.
Right. We've had a lot of snow, which most people have been very, very good about parking their vehicles off road. But we had this snowstorm here, and there was still some areas of concern where they leave their cars parked on the road, and of course that's a hazard for not only the plow drivers but for other people that are driving around. Sometimes, as I've been told, you can't even see the car there. It just looks like a snowbank. So it's a good idea if it snows or predicted snow. I mean, we had plenty of warning on that snowstorm. They're letting us know a day and a half in advance. So please make sure that you're parking off-road until the road is entirely clear. Just because the plow goes by, that does not mean that they've cleared your road. So make sure it's clear from curb to curb, and then it's okay to park back on the road. And
let's also talk about the city survey.
Yeah, some exciting things. We're not going to talk about snow and slush and freezing and all that stuff. One of the things that St. Charles is trying to do is trying to find out what are some of the things that you'd like to see in St. Charles. We're having a town meeting initiative gathering of area residents to just kind of talk about that. We're also doing a survey. By the time this is aired, the town meeting initiative meeting will be held. But the survey is still going to be available until next Friday. So please take the time. It's online. It's on the Facebook page. It's available at various businesses in St. Charles. It's at City Hall. Take the time. It's, I believe, 20 questions, but it gives us an idea of where we're at and where you would like to see St. Charles going. So it's a very good survey to take the time to fill out.
All right, very good. Anything else coming up you want to touch on quick?
Boy, with all this snow freezing and survey, I think we're pretty much it right now. We're looking forward to spring like everybody else.
Yes, indeed. All right. Well, Bill, thank you so much.
Thanks, Dave.